Okay, so today we're diving into Surah An Naml, the 27th chapter of the Quran. And
Yeah, this one's a Meccan revelation, so revealed before the prophet migrated to Medina.
right, right. And it's got 93 verses?
93, yeah, and packed with stories.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Musa, Sulaiman, Salih, even the Queen of Sheba.
Even an ant, actually.
Yeah, that's the thing, even an
That's
ant.
kind of in the title, right?
Exactly, the ant.
The ant.
So, right away you get this idea that wisdom, it's not just for kings and prophets.
Right, right.
It can be found in the smallest things.
Yeah, so in this deep dive, we'll try to unpack some of these big life lessons.
Prophethood, divine guidance, what happens when you reject the truth?
Allah's power and wisdom, leadership,
Yeah,
faith.
all that stuff and how it connects to our lives, day to day.
Exactly. Okay, so right off the bat, the Surah calls the Quran a clear book.
A guide and glad tidings for the believers.
It's not some, like, hidden secret text.
Right, it's meant to be understood.
Okay, so who are these believers?
Well, verse 3 tells us. They pray consistently, they pay zakah.
Zakah, that's the obligatory charity, right?
That's right, and they believe firmly in the hereafter.
So worship, social responsibility, that long-term perspective.
It's all connected.
And what about those who don't believe in the hereafter?
The surah says their own actions become, really appealing to them, but it leads them astray.
And it warns about some pretty serious suffering.
In this life and the next, the ultimate loss.
It's a pretty big emphasis on accountability.
Huge, yeah.
Okay, so just to clarify, this guidance, this is coming from one who is all-wise, all-knowing.
Revealed to Prophet Muhammad, no doubt about the authority there.
Right, right. And then we get into the story of Musa, Moses.
And it's striking. The signs he was given, they were impossible to ignore.
The burning bush, his staff turning into a snake, his hand glowing.
This wasn't subtle,
No kidding. And the divine call itself so direct.
O Moses, indeed it is I, Allah, the exalted in might, the wise.
But even with that, Musa still feels fear.
Of course he's human, right?
The surah mentions his fear when he sees the snake.
And Allah reassures him, Moses, do not be afraid.
The messengers need have no fear in my presence.
Powerful support, especially for such a weighty responsibility.
There's also this message of hope, this exception for those who do wrong and then replace it with good.
Yeah, a chance for redemption.
But Pharaoh and his people, they didn't buy it.
They knew deep down, but they were so arrogant.
Called it magic, just dismissed it.
It's like a warning, about denying the truth.
Definitely. And then we move on to Solomon.
And he inherits some amazing things from his father, Dawood.
Not just wealth, but knowledge, prophethood, even understanding the language of birds.
It's quite a legacy.
So how does he respond?
With gratitude, immediately.
He says, "My Lord, inspire me to be thankful."
And that's so important, especially for anyone in a leadership role.
Yeah, to see your position as a blessing, something to be grateful for.
Exactly. And this leads to that story in the Valley of the Ants.
Where the ant warns its colony.
And Sulaiman understands.
Not just hears, but understands.
And he smiles, he prays.
I love that image, the ant, just trying to get the word out.
And then you have Sulaiman recognizing his abilities are a divine trust.
Right, responsibility comes with it.
Which brings us to the hoopoe bird.
It's missing, and Sulaiman holds it accountable.
Again, leadership and accountability, hand in hand.
But then the hoopoe comes back with news about the Queen of Sheba.
And her people worshiping the sun.
Talk about intel from an unexpected source.
It's a reminder to be open, to see value in everything.
And it reinforces Tawhid, the oneness of God.
Right. So Sulaiman sends a letter starting with, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful.
He's inviting her to Islam.
So wise, so peaceful.
And the queen, she recognizes the letter's noble origin right away.
Beginning with the name of Allah that has power.
She consults her council, Shura, right?
Exactly. That principle of consultation.
And she carefully weighs her options, sends a gift to test the waters.
That's strategic thinking.
But Suleiman's not impressed by material things.
Rejects the gift, emphasizes Allah's blessings.
Stands firm in his faith.
And then her throne is brought to him.
By someone with knowledge of the scripture.
In the blink of an eye, it says.
It's a display of Allah's power, no doubt.
And Sulaiman's response is pure humility.
He says, "This is by the grace of my Lord to test me whether I am grateful or ungrateful."
So important to check our own hearts when we experience blessings.
So the throne is disguised.
And the queen, she recognizes it, she's sharp.
Then that famous crystal floor story
She lifts her skirt, thinking it's water, a moment of vulnerability.
leads to deeper understanding.
She finally submits. My lord, indeed I have wronged myself, and I submit with Sulaiman to Allah, Lord of the worlds.
Wow, what a transformation.
It's incredible.
So this surah, it's more than just stories.
It's a guide. It's about gratitude, humility, being a good leader.
That belief in the hereafter, it's crucial.
From an ant to a queen, it's all about seeking knowledge, using wisdom.
Recognizing Allah's power and mercy.
Absolutely.
Think about the queen. She starts powerful with different beliefs, then she considers new information, and finally, embraces the truth.
What parts of her journey resonate with you, when you're faced with new ideas or challenges?
And the ant story, such a small detail, but so much wisdom.
What small details in your life might be holding those hidden lessons?
What opportunities for growth might you be missing?
Think about it.